Some of you are asking about moving an object across the screen. So I've come back to my ducks on a pond and put some birds up in the sky. But if I want the birds to fly across the screen from right to left or left to right, then I will have to set it up slightly differently. So I'm going to take you through that. So first of all, I've already drawn the birds. I know what they're going to look like. I've tried it out. They're on my screen. So I have a bird and a bird to item method. My X and Y and B are the only values I need to pass in because I'm saying my bird's going to be at this X, at this Y, and draw it in my buffer. All right, so I will not be able to use frame for going across the screen because I'm tracking the birds from one side of the screen to the other. So I am going to need a brand new variable. So here it is. Private int frame width equals width. So I'm going to start off equaling the width. That's the right hand side of the screen. And I'm going to move from right to left. So if I make my birds move too fast, then it's not going to be really the way I want to see the birds move. So I want to slow it down a bit. So I'm going to use the frame to decide how often I change the birds. So there is a modulus operator, and modulus, what it does is it looks for patterns. And I'm going to look for a pattern of 6. So every 3 frames, I'm going to change the bird. So if I say modulus 6, and if I see that it is an actual multiple of 6, whatever the frame number is, that would give me a remainder of 0. So I'm going to look for a remainder of 0, or now I'm going to copy this again. Or if that has a remainder of 1, or if that has a remainder of 2, I'm going to have 3 frames grouped together. And for that grouping, I'm going to show one image of my bird. Okay? Otherwise, I'm going to show the other image of my bird. But now I'm going to put my bird in the same place. As you can see right now, I've looked at 2 different images of my bird. I want to make it the same bird. So I'm going to overlap the images. So if I bring that to the same X and the same Y values, then my birds should be overlapped. Okay, so I'm going to try this out. What you see is every 3 frames, we will get this bird. If it's not the first, second, or third frame, it will be the other image of the bird. So compile, run. And we see the bird flapping away, but not moving across the screen. But we see how fast the bird's going to move. We can slow it down by not going every 6 frames, changing our modulus to maybe an 8, and adding to our if statement, but I kind of like the speed, so I'm going to keep it. Now, I want to add and have more than just the one bird, but I also want to move the one bird across the screen. So to move them across the screen, I'm going to use that frame width variable that we created here. So now I'm going to incorporate frame width into the X value. So here and here. So we said frame width started off having the value of width. So that is the right-hand side of the screen. So I'm starting my birds at the right, but I want them to move left. So I need an if to change frame width if frame width is less than or equal to, I want them to go right off the edge of the screen, so I'm going to take them way over to 250. Then I want frame, let me just paste again, frame width minus, or what do I minus? Equal. So it should equal the width if they go off the edge of the screen. Otherwise, I want to change the value of frame width. And since we're moving from right to left, we're going to be subtracting. And I think I will go about 20 pixels each time we change the bird, or each time we come back into drawing our picture. So let's see. This should make him move from right to left across the screen. Here he comes. If he's too fast, and there he's back because we changed frame width back to width again. Now I can add as many birds as I like. If you find he's going too fast, like I said, change this to an 8. We'll slow him down slightly. Or frame modulus 8 is equal to a 3. All right, now that should slow him down slightly, but let's add some more birds to this picture. How about we have, starting off with the other bird, and frame width, and let's put him at, say, 25. Don't want him at the same X value, so let's put him off slightly. Different height, different X value. We'll do that. Take the same bird, and he's going to flap his wings down here as not bird 2, but bird. Now, if I add 2 lines to the else, 2 lines to the if, we need to put in our curly braces. So I should have 2 birds. Let's add a third. And different X value again, and put them at a different height. We will have him flap his wings in the other frame. So now we should have 3 birds moving across the screen, but at a slightly slower speed. Hopefully I didn't type anything in incorrectly, and we will compile. And there they are. So that is how you move something across the screen from left to right or right to left. This one is actually right to left, but you can do left to right as well by changing it, starting at a 0 and increasing the value, and then setting it back to 0 again once he goes off the edge of the screen. So you also have to change this from less than to a greater than sign. So good luck. Hope that helps you guys wondering how to get items to move across the screen.